All right, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Cherished Moments, where we are talking about motherhood and grace and how grace shows up in motherhood with the friends that I'm bringing on the show. So today I have Jenifer Williams. She is a friend, she is an author, but most importantly, what has her in this seat is that she is a mom. So Jenifer, would you please tell us about your family?
Hi, Rosina.
Hi.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
So, hi everybody. I am Jenifer Williams.
Yes.
I am a mom. I have 3 boys. They are 18, 16, and 5. Yes. I got the whole deal there.
Yes.
Listen, in May I have 2. My middle is skipping his 11th grade year, so I have 2 seniors graduating high school and 1 graduating preschool. So
Okay.
I need all the prayers next month.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting season.
Okay. So we met when you were in the thick of the season. Like before, you know how you do the church thing, you kind of see somebody, you do the little church nod, hey, how you doing? But we actually became friends in the thick of the season. And so here we are.
Yeah.
And so before this season that we talk about, would you call that like your ideal season? No. Okay.
It was not ideal. It is still an ongoing, challenging season. That I never would have chosen for myself had I been the one writing the story. But there has been some good moments come out of it. So as much as I would never want to go through it again or wish it on anybody, and I kind of am ready to be a little farther past it. I'm grateful for some things in the middle.
So can you tell us what it is?
Oh, sure.
Yes.
So was married to a military man for, I've been married for 18 years now. We've been together, or had been together since 2002. So a very long time. And we are in the process of a divorce.
Yeah, and so that's definitely less than ideal. I think when we was meeting, you were a stay-at-home mom, a homemaker, had a business, things of that nature, and then the rug is pulled from under you.
Yeah.
So from having the rug pulled from under you to here, how has grace shown up for you, not just as a woman, right, but how have you had to lean in on grace to be a mother in this season?
Grace is the only way I've been a mother in this season. Obviously, as we already said, this isn't something I would have chosen for myself. I would not have written my story this way, and it's new. I don't know how to be. I should say, being a military wife gave me a little bit of an edge on being a single mom, but as a full-blown single mom, making all the decisions myself, trying to help my kids navigate what's going on with their parents. I've definitely never done this before. I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm human. I don't have all the answers, and there's mistakes that get made sometimes. It's a lot of uncertainty, and there has to be grace.
There has to be grace.
I have to. This is one thing that I have learned is how to lean in.
That's so good.
To the grace, because you hear about grace at church all the time, and you know it's true, but you don't know until you have to actually rely on it daily to see okay, I can't do this.
Right.
I literally cannot do
Right.
this.
Right.
I don't know how.
Right. So the no versus the knowing, before you were going through this process, before the rug was pulled up under you, you know, did you say, so you would define your level of knowledge of grace more in depth now?
Oh, for sure. 1,000%.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
my whole relationship with
Yeah.
with God is
Yeah.
so much deeper.
So we know the what, right?
Yeah.
So we know what happened, but tell us about the how. How did you keep going? How did you manage to walk every day one foot in front of the other? And how would you speak to a woman who still has to be a mom with the rug pulled from under her, not having a tomorrow based on what they thought yesterday was?
It's a whole lot in one question.
Well, take your time.
Do my best. So when everything first happened, I was always somebody that was very much so a perfectionist, very much so, again, just like with the grace, it was a knowing that God loved me. It was a knowing that I didn't have to be perfect, but I'd never experienced, like, to this degree what that needed to look like. So I was always trying and striving and striving and trying, and I honestly believed that things were going well for me because I was trying so hard. And so when, you know, everything was kind of came out, and it was a shock and a lot of why, and but I'm doing the right things, but I've been here, but I've done, and so I had to learn, okay, this is not about me. This is not about me doing things right. I didn't do anything wrong here. Nobody's perfect, but this is about the other person to an extent, and I cannot control or convince another person to make right choices. And as much as it makes sense to me, of course you want to do the right thing, because I was a perfectionist, so I'm going to pick the right thing. I feel like everybody should. That's not how other people think or see things. And having to let that go made me look at my own self, made me look at my own kids, made me look at, like, okay, what does that look like, that perfectionism that I'm showing to my kids? Am I making my kids feel like if they don't do everything right, things aren't gonna, you know, what are they seeing if I've taught them, or even I've taught them that you have to do everything right, and now my life's falling apart. So what does that mean, Mom? What is, you know, and
but not only that, not to cut you off, but you know, we're raising mighty believers, right? That this is the ideal way that God sees family. So now you're having to also address not this lack of perfection, but now, you know, this Christian aspect of, you know, what's happening in your life.
Yeah. And the realizing of, okay, a lot of the things that I was worried about don't actually matter. I'm not gonna say that, maybe I shouldn't say they don't matter, but in the grand scheme of things, having something go wrong, or having something blow up in your life is not a final, it's not the final say. It's not the end of the story. There is this grace that you can tap into, and if you're willing to give yourself over to what God is telling you to do in each moment, there's actually good that can come out, that couldn't have come out of it any other way.
Can you look in the camera and kind of say that to a young woman, an older woman, a woman in general who may be going through something similar? The rug was pulled out from under you, and so I really just want to emphasize that because I thought that was so good.
Yeah, sure. I think. Let me remember what I said. Yeah, hi, beautiful. I see you. I have been there with everything going downhill rapidly, and you have no control. And it's scary, and it's overwhelming, and you feel like you have no clue how you're going to keep going. Let me just encourage you that you can. It doesn't feel like it, and it is hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's hard every day. But God is real, and He is big, and He is good, and He loves you, and He sees you, and He didn't choose this for you, but He will use it for you. So find people, surround yourself with people that encourage you, that can build you up, that you can text in the moment when everything's falling apart, because we had that moment.
Yes, we have had that moment.
I wouldn't be here without her. So God will send you the people that you need. He will send you the help that you need. He will give you the love that you need. You just have to keep going and believe that He is there with you, and look for those moments. It's really hard to see past all the hurt and the hard that's happening, but if you try to find good, just something good in every day, it will help you. And the next thing you know, you'll look up and another day passed, a week passed, and you're getting stronger, and you can do this.
Yeah,
you can.
So good. Hopefully you have been encouraged by that. I certainly was. Now, a verse that comes to mind is, I would have fainted lest I believe I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. What are your thoughts on that verse and how it pertains to your journey?
Oh, well, going back to our story, our moment, fainted, I was very low. I honestly was at a point, I didn't want to be here anymore. If I was not going to be married to him, I thought I didn't want to live at all. It would just be easier to be in Jesus' arms than have to walk this journey of divorce. And I got a phone call that happened to be Rosina, who reached out to another friend, and it's the only reason that I'm here today. So His goodness showed up, and it has multiple times. I can't even, the number of stories that I could tell you of people coming out of the woodwork at the right moment, there's no way that I could argue that God is watching, that God cares, that God is 1,000% right in the middle of this, because it's just been time after time after time. And can I add one thing? When I'm talking to you that is going through this, this is our little, it became kind of a joke, our little slogan saying.
Our shirt.
Yes. So a phrase that I have kind of adopted through this season is stop shoulding on yourself.
Stop shoulding
on yourself. Yeah, because again, as you have to give yourself grace, just as much as you're accepting a grace from the Father. Like, you have to, this is new, this is unknown, you are doing something very, very, very hard, and you deserve to give yourself credit and grace and compassion for that. So when you start to look around and you see, oh, I should be spending more time with my kids, and I should be cooking all the meals from scratch, and I should be getting out of bed when all I want to do is cry right now. I should. Stop shoulding on yourself It is okay to have days that are not perfect. It is okay to have days that, you know, your kids see the reality of what it feels, what happens when somebody's hurt. It's okay. It is not going to damage or destroy your children. I've actually seen this. It's not.
I love that you said that.
Yeah, I needed to hear it too, because I get concerned. I get fearful of, you know, there's, especially my little, he's so little, but my bigs understand, and it's a kind of a weird dynamic. I've got both ends, but I have seen, I have some amazing stories. I don't know how much to get into.
I will say this, being that you have all of this, this won't be your last time, at least on this platform. But I wonder if there's a platform that'll be open more so for you to give all those stories. And I know those stories, I'm sure you have helped someone today. And so I know there will be a space and a place for you to share all of that, to help, you know, women in your position. We still have to be moms in difficult circumstances. You know, Jenifer, the rug was pulled up under her, just like pulled.
Legit.
And it's like world was turned upside down, but she still kept it moving. And I love that you said that it wasn't easy, but you kept going in, and you were very transparent about exactly how low you were. But God, right?
For sure.
But God. And so casting our care on him, that's a daily thing. Renewing our minds to his goodness, that is a daily thing. And so receiving his love even is a daily thing. So thank you so much for being on Cherished Moments. And oh yes, give me a hug.